Hey guys, it's Christopher Gadget Review. Today we're taking a look at something called the MXL wireless FR500 W2, and yes, I'm reading that right off the actual product. So what is this? It's a wireless mic system, and in the past this is what we've been using, which is a Zoom 1, I believe, and it's, we got to sync it up after the fact. We do our shoots, and then we take the audio, we drop it into a computer, we sync it up using some claps. It's kind of an archaic way of doing it. It's two pieces. I only use the sender piece, right? So this piece is just like the receiver. It's got a belt clip, comes with a mic, lapel mic, and then you've got a volume, which is also a power switch. You can see there's an antenna here, and there's channel selection. There's something like 64 channels. There's different groupings and all this stuff. A little beyond what we actually need to use. We need something that's pretty straightforward. And don't get me wrong, so that said, it is very straightforward. And so there's one final feature, and something we actually just discovered, and something we probably wouldn't ever use, which is there's actually a built-in mic on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm literally gonna unplug my mic, the lapel mic now, and we're gonna move to the mic that's built in. And we're gonna see how, and more importantly, you're gonna hear how it's different. So you ready? So now we are on the built-in mic, and it's far away as far as I'm concerned from my mouth, and as I draw it close, you'll see how the sound sounds. Now, most of the time, this would probably be useless, but I guess in a pinch, if you needed to do something and have, I don't know, room noise, it could come in handy. But there you go. Now, look, I don't really have a ton of feedback, considering that my use case is pretty limited in terms of using this piece of tech. They say it goes 280 meters, and the only criticism I would have to that is that we were using it in San Diego and we were filming the Kia K900. If you want to take a look at that footage, just click right here. But we had trouble standing in front of the fountain where we actually lost signal for portions of it. But nevertheless, 280 meters to me sounds a little bit egregious. But aside from that one instance, we haven't had any issues in terms of connectivity from what I can remember. So I've already talked about the purported distance of the wireless mic. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna actually walk across this giant 10,000, I think it's actually maybe almost 13,000 square foot room, and we'll see just how well it works. So as I go, or as we film, I'm just gonna kind of continuously talk, try not to trip over a table or a person or a dead body or a cat, and just see how far we can go with it, okay? The confines of cross campus. I'm walking through a couch now. There's a dude in here, and he's having issues with me. We good? We good? I'm trying to test the distance on this microphone. And granted, it's not direct line of sight, but effectively direct line of sight.
Hey everyone, so I'm Gabby with Gadget Review, and I'm kind of piggybacking off of Kristen's review. And as a cameraman, I was very excited to have this because, as Kristen said, we used an external mic before, had to do 2 claps, and I had to sync it later. And without Final Cut X or some kind of program to sync it, it's usually a pain in the butt. And so having the audio go straight to the video file just sped the editing process up and just made my life, like I said, a lot easier. When I first got the mics, I plugged them right into my Nikon D5200. And the first thing I had to do was, on the camera, go to your audio settings and get it off auto, because I tried to record some footage and there was a lot of frequency noise, and you can barely even hear the my own audio. So bring that down, and then it's a matter of really kind of fine-tuning between the transmitter and the receiver and your camera. And I just kept on tweaking the settings until I found that perfect sound. Since I've gotten the mics, we have not replaced the batteries, so they've been holding up well. And I would say we've shot for about 5 or 6 hours, and they're still working perfectly. So like Kristen said, in San Diego, we tried to film this scene outside, and I don't know if it was the wind, I don't know if it was the water, I don't know if it was the car, I don't know if it was San Diego, but we got this weird dropping out from the mic, and he was no more than 10 feet away. And if you want to, go ahead and click on this little box right here, where I have some of the footage. You can quickly take a listen. So I'm no audio engineer, but to record externally off the H1 over to this MXL, I have to say that I can't really tell a difference, and I like that. In short, when it comes to editing, having the audio and video synced up together already just makes my life and the life of an editor much, much easier. So that was Kristen. I'm Gabby with the Gadget Review. Check out these lovely videos right here where we've used the MXL receiver and transmitter, and hopefully you guys enjoy.